I'm a flute player, and when it comes to the flute, I think the flute has undergone a major change in the 19th century. It used to be a conical wooden instrument, first with just one key, and then keys were added in the late 18th century, the beginning of the 19th century, but the principle remained the same. It was a conical wooden tube with little holes and a few keys. At some point, there was a genius inventor, Mr. Teitelbaum from Munich, who invented a complete different flute. There was a major change, which changed the idea of how to make a sound on a flute. It changed the possibilities, the dynamics. Everything had changed with it. And this is exactly what the time we are working with the orchestra. I mean, the first flute was invented in 1832 and later in 1847. Everything changed. And some countries immediately decided to adopt the instrument, whereas others hang on for it even till the beginning of the 20th century.
Well, I think there's no other instrument in the orchestra that's changed so much as the trumpet.
Definitely.
There's no other instrument that is now half the size that it was 200 years ago. And the sound of those instruments is completely different. There's so many more overtones. It's such a richer sound on the natural trumpet than the modern trumpet. There's really no comparison.
The thing which is wildly different is whether you are using valves, if so, whether which kind of valves. So you do have subtly different fingering systems. So Vienna horns when you go up the top, or if you've got some of the French designs have different fingering. So the number of times he will say something along the lines of, "I know I'm asking for it all on a plate." You know, he knows he's pushing where the instruments we can go, but he's dogged about it and wants to achieve something.
We could be a French orchestra from the 1830s, or we could be a Viennese orchestra from the 1830s, and both would be very different. Might even play at different pitches, but they'd have different instruments and they'd have different bowing styles, they'd have different playing styles. So I think the most fundamental thing we try and do is get the essence of the music and get the essence of the power of the music and the sensitivity moments, and try and clear it all out so that the audience can hear the music portrayed quite clearly.
For me, the reason that we use period instruments isn't to make a point that other people haven't been doing it right, or it isn't to make a point about, oh, we're very scholarly and we've read that they did these things. It's actually just to have the absolute utmost connection with the score, what's been written. And I think for both of us, for everybody who plays with Monteverdi, you can get those results best by playing on these instruments. That's not to say it's easier at all, but somehow you feel a sort of direct connection with an immediacy.
It's about being more in the moment, I would say, than faithful to the past.
You know, when we're playing something like the Missa Solemnis or Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, when we're playing those big tunes, and even sometimes when we're just being used as a percussion instrument, we are at the extremity of that instrument. The instrument cannot take any more. Whereas you're playing that on a modern trumpet, you're playing about half capacity of that instrument. So you're losing the energy. We're playing at full capacity. We cannot give that one more millimetre.
We are encouraged to take risks, I would say. There's a lot of trust within the group now because it's built up over so many years, this style of playing, that, you know, sometimes he says, put the needle in the red, take the risk, and that's what's so exciting about it.
I always hope that people don't think about the instruments, that they realize maybe after the concert, gosh, something was really right, or sounded right.
And the instrument shouldn't be a goal in itself. It's a fork and it's a spoon to eat, and in this case to make music with.
We try to actually find a way to the audience of today with the music of yesterday.